right, top of the third, Randy Scoville along with Anthony Kenninger. We are scoreless in the first game of this regional series. The number 8 seed Cuesta Cougars against the number 9 seed Cypress Chargers. Andrew Nelson on the mound and Stephen Kane for the Chargers. And it's been the pitching matchup that we've expected. Coming up now, it's the bottom of the order to start things off for Cypress. They've had a couple base runners just by virtue of a walk and a hit batter. It's Brandon Moronis, the right fielder, to start the Charger third, and Andrew Nelson with, except for a few pitches here and there, showing his characteristic control.
Well, the strength of the starting pitching reflected in the fact that neither team has a hit yet. And as we were mentioning, Randy, the temperature can change here so dramatically. It was 90, 95 degrees, now 88.
1-0 pitch hit up the middle, and it'll be out of the range of Murillo. Didn't really have a play on that one. It will go into center field where Rosso will come up with it. And that is, now that you'd mentioned it, the first hit of the game for either team, as aboard is Moronis, and we go to the top of the order to Robert Chavarria, who reached on a walk first time around and got as far as third base. Nelson glancing over his shoulder, check things out. Sophomore from Omaha delivers. Runner goes. Here comes the throw to Dominguez, but it will not be in time, and a stolen base for Moronis puts him at second. Moronis for the season now. It's been showing some good speed there on the base pass, and he's kind of played about 2/3 of the time, and despite that has 7 stolen bases. So helping his team out on the base pass, both team trying to find ways, as you mentioned, to manufacture runs, and Cypress trying to seize an opportunity while they have one.
That's right.
Nelson with a long look into him. And he will come set high, looks back and delivers the 0-1 pitch, and this one's rip foul over to the front of the Charger dugout on the first base side. Counts 0-2.
We have a big game here tomorrow, possibly 2. First game starts at 11 o'clock. Encourage people to come out here. Have a barbecue going. Should be fun.
Barbecue, sun, baseball, can't lose. Central Coast. It's like hitting for the cycle, isn't it? Nelson looking at it, working on the grip, and has it now. 0-2 pitch is going to be chopped high over to first base, and a great leaping stop by Shields. Couldn't hang on, but dished it on over to Shields. But apparently in the throw, it pulled Nelson off the bag. So it looked like, first off, just to keep that in the infield, a nice play by Shields there, but just couldn't keep it in the glove, and then Nelson hustled over, but one is unable to finish it off, so it's going to be an E3 over at first base on Shields. And in the meantime, Moronis over to third, so you have runners at the corners and nobody out. Next, it's the number 2 hitter, second baseman Parker Starr, who grounded out and hit and run in the first inning.
Almost a fantastic play, Randy, but yep. It's a game of inches.
It is. And a question for you there is, considering the ball was hit and the way he had to go airborne just to knock it down, if that ball goes into the outfield, though, we would gather that that's going to be a run for Cypress.
That would be. But I think Scott would say he should have made that play.
This one is hit high, but not that deep. And coming in from center, the call is going to be made, and Rosas got it. And the runner is going to hold as the Cougars pull in their first out of the inning.
Big out for the Cougars, Randy. Andrew heads up, backing up Parker, Indle at the plate.
Opportunity now for possibly to take 2 and get out of this, as the Cougars found themselves with runners at first and third, and that's where they find themselves at the moment. And next it's going to be Jonathan Torres, the center fielder, grounded out to second in the first inning. Left-handed swinger with 1 out. Top of the third inning, no score, but runners at the corners for the Chargers after they picked up their first hit earlier this inning, and then aided by a Cougar error. Fastball from Nelson is going to be wide for ball 1.
Torres batting .339. 24 ribbies.
Again, they seem to really do it as a team. Again, they have the top average in the OAC, which is a very strong conference, and obviously with some really good pitching as well. They don't necessarily have one guy with gigantic stats, but a lot of people who contribute.
That's right.
1-0, and
Wow.
we'll give a twister over at first base as they
And there
throw
again
over
is,
there to Shields.
excuse me, Randy, there's an example of Scott's defensive prowess. I mean, that could have gone down the line.
And Chavaret over at first base on for the second time today. Reached on a walk and got to third in the first inning. Torres is back in. Nelson. Throw back over.
Really wants to preserve the opportunity for a double play. Maybe keep him a little bit honest and take away a step or two. And that could make the difference between a double play or not.
They could set him in motion to provoke a throw to second with a runner at third. And now Nelson taking his time, so Torres asked for and is granted time. Cougars, again, as we mentioned, 11 in a row. The tale of two teams, as Anthony said at the outset.
You gonna write a novel? Tale of two teams?
Well, you are writing a novel, though, aren't you? 1-0 pitch, swing and a miss. 1-1. Maybe not that novel yet.
I don't think I want to write another one.
Not just yet.
Not just yet. Writing novels can take a lot out of you.
I was going to say, as far as time investment, I mean, how much time gets?
Well, I mean, it only took 3 months to write the book, but you know, you're spending 8-9 hours a day and teaching full time, so it's a lot of work.
We got a summer break coming up. You can knock out another book.
Yeah, I think I just want to watch
this series.
I think I just want to watch the Reds play.
I understand that very well.
Yeah.
As we are just a few weeks away, a couple weeks away from finals.
Yeah, that's right. Is that amazing, Randy?
Yeah, no one's counting. 1-1.
Yeah.
One down. And this one is ripped solidly into right field, and going back and unable to pull it in is going to be Stewart. That's going to go to the fence. A run's going to score. Chavaret is going over to third. He will be held up there, and it will be a stand-up RBI double for Jonathan Torres. And the Chargers strike first here in the top of the third inning, and they lead 1-0.
I don't know. It looked like he had a beat on it. It just kind of carried.
And again, that big gust of wind that we've seen, though, really, because he hit it solidly right down the line and really right into that jet stream, if you will. And that helped carry it over Stewart's glove and to the fence for that RBI double. So runners at second and third, still just one out, with the cleanup hitter Blake Davey in today's DH. Count of 1-0. Pitch fired in a little bit low and inside. 2-0 again. First base is open with one down. But a run across to give the Chargers the lead again. The Chargers, despite being fourth in their league and the number 9 seed, if you look at the CCC BCA site, they are actually ranked third in RPI. Very impressive showing so far. 2-0 pitch hit solidly over towards short. Dominguez try and dive for it, cannot come up with it. It's going to be fielded in the outfield, and after that, 2 more runs are going to score. Here comes the throw as he tries to stretch it to a double, and sliding into the throw is going to be Blake Davies, so he stretched that one out, had a 2-run double, and it is now a crooked number for Cypress. It is a 3-0 lead here in the third inning. I think one there that was just out of reach of Dominguez, made a diving attempt for it, went into the outfield, and Davey just kept hustling and was able to slide under the throw while 2 more runs came across. So 3 runs on 3 hits here in the inning. Again, a Cuesta error in the mix, and still just one out with a runner at second. It's going to be Jacob McWilliam, the left fielder, grounded out to third last time. He's going to hit this one high and out of play. Shields went on over towards the dugout to try and pull that in.
Talk about a game of inches, though. Just kind of barely missed Max Stewart's glove, and then Scott Shields now just missed Zach Dominguez's glove. Just a couple of inches either way. But that's the game for you.
McWilliams, sophomore out of Arcadia. Back in the box and waiting for an 0-1 runner at second. One down, off-speed pitch. Nice, one of the nicer ones we've seen from Nelson today. Swung and a missed, 0-2. Nelson been working deliberate all day. Looking back. Here's a big 0-2 pitch, and this one is going to be hit into left field. Coming in, it's going to drop in front of Ruggles. Runner's going to stay over third. Cutoff throw is going to come in. Fourth hit of the inning. McWilliam aboard. Davey over to third, and still just one down. Dylan Moore, the shortstop, grounded out too short in the second inning, and he's the 7th hitter of the inning.
Well, Randy, we need some outs here. Here comes the pitching coach. Kind of settle him down a little bit. You know Andrew's a little bit frustrated by the plays that almost were made behind him.
And that's the thing, too, where you talk about how it's a game of inches, and at some point you just have to be able to recognize that sometimes that's the way things go.
Not taking too much to heart.
Exactly. Let it go and say at some point there's not much you can do about it. And
no, you just have to keep battling. Keep battling.
Learn and move on.
That's what baseball teaches you. You just got to live in the present.
It's funny. It's too, especially even with on the other side with explain to like daughters who play softball and try and tell them hey, it's really in a way it's a failure-based sport. I mean, especially if you look at baseball.
It is a failure-based
your success
sport.
If you're 3 out of 10 hitting, you're in the Hall of Fame.
Right. Sure.
That makes it different from most sports.
Now you have kids, Randy, right?
I do too.
Well, I don't. I have cats, and so when a cat.
I got those too. We got a little bit of everything. But going over and moving over is Nelson. No play at home. He's going to have to go for the second out, and the fourth run comes across for Cypress. So on the sacrifice, Moore is going to bring Davey across. McWilliam over to second, and with that run coming across, it is now 4-0 Cypress.
When a cat misses a mouse, I say, "Come on, get him next time."
Exactly.
Don't agonize over the mouse you missed.
Exactly.
Well, that was a second really big out, though, Randy. We needed that. Still a runner on second here.
Next up, it is Sam Tullison, first baseman, 8th hitter of the inning, and he's going to hit that through a wide open hole. And when it rains, it pours. It goes into the right field, and coming around, here comes the throw. It's going to be a little up the line, sliding around it. It's going to be another run. Coasting in on the throw is going to be Tullison over to second, so he gets second on the throw, knocks in a run. That is McWilliam who came across to score after the ball was hit to Stewart in right field. And that is a 5-run third. So far, with still 2 out for the Chargers. And Andrew Nelson has been real strong. Has won his last 5 decisions, coming in 10-4, but this has been a nightmarish third inning for him.
Sure has been.
And this Charger team, who certainly sees a lot of good pitching over the course of their season, especially in league, has walked in on this inning. This one is hit high into right center, and that is going to drop near the base of the wall for another extra base hit. That will lead to another Charger run. And a stand-up double as it was hit deep by Tyler Schultz as the Chargers have batted around in this inning, dropped between Rosso and Stewart. Tullison comes across to score.
No one up
and that is now 6 runs for the Cougars. And I think at this point they're going to see if Nelson can turn it around and consider that there's potentially 2 more games they need to stay pitching for. So up for the second time this inning is Moronis has started things off. He had a base hit and scored. 6 runs on 6 hits, also a Cougar error in this inning. Nelson, and this ball is going to be hit right up the middle, and again, not playable. Runner being waved around. The throw is going to be cut off behind the mound by Shields, and we have Schultz coming across. Second hit of the inning for Moronis, an RBI single. It is 7-0 Chargers.
Ouch.
And again, if you're, like you're saying, just kind of as far as, trying to put things aside. I mean, right now, if you were to walk out and talk to Andrew Nelson, what would you say to him?
Well, what can you say? I mean,
as far as putting it away and just trying to stay positive, because at this point, there's nothing you can do other than
you got to get the third out. What can you say?
Runner goes. The throw came on over, and then handled by Shields, which meant he had to hurry the throw over to second base, and it got away. But the Cougars on, and Spencer Ruggles backing things up. So again, almost had a pick on Moronis, and instead he's going to be able to go over and steal second.
I mean, what can you say, Randy? I mean, you just throw strikes and get this last out, settle down. I mean, what cliches, but that's pretty much what it's reduced to. It's obviously discouraging for everybody. But, there's a lot of baseball to play. There's 7 innings to play.
And they were hopeful, I think, that Nelson would get his way out of it, but now some activity in the bullpen that we'll pick up for you in a moment as Chavaria in for the second time this inning. His ball hit over to first base, was kept in the infield by Shields, but resulted in the first error of the game. Chavaria taking it for a strike. He is the 11th hitter of the inning as a right-hander warming up for the Cougars that we'll try to identify for you in a moment. Warming up for Cuesta right now, Alex Figalde. Breaking pitch a little bit wide, 1-1.
Well, I think that was the big concern, though, Randy, coming into the playoffs, was how strong the starting pitcher was going to be. And, we relied on Andrew and Lucas for much of that second half for those wins. You see most of them were the ones that got the wins. And if one of them wasn't not effective, well, then you're in trouble in the playoffs.
1-1 hit into right field, and this inning will come to a conclusion as Chavria's fly ball is pulled in by Stewart. But again, as we said, a nightmarish inning for the Cougars as the Chargers come up with 7 runs on 7 hits. There was a Cougar error and 1 left. We go to the bottom of the 4th inning, and bottom of the 3rd inning rather. It merely seems like the 4th. Bottom of the 3rd inning, and it is 7-0. Chargers will be back after this on Cuesta HDTV.
This program is produced by Cuesta Broadcasting. Start your radio, TV, and film career at Cuesta College.
And we are in the bottom of the 3rd inning in a 7-0 ball game. A reminder that today's broadcast is produced in glistening high definition with volunteers from Cuesta Broadcast Communications. Start your radio high definition television and film career at Cuesta Broadcasting. Is definitely they brought out the all-star team today. John's best students are out here, including also some folks. Pat Renshaw from Sloco TV is helping us. Jay Thompson from the Cuesta Marketing and Advancement. We got the best folks, and of course, Anthony Kenninger with analysis from the History Department. Also here, of course, to provide historical perspective. 0-1 pitch is hit high and out of play by Matt Bailey, his first at-bat here in the 3rd inning. It's 0-2.
You got to get some runs back here, Randy. I mean, you're down 7-0. It's aggravating. Don't concede this game. Work hard. Put runs on the chip away at the lead, and you never know what can happen.
0-2 to Bailey. Hits this one high as well, also out of play. Again, huge inning for the Chargers as Andrew Nelson, who has been on a great run, just had a situation where the Chargers just kept getting out of him and hitting the ball hard and in the right places. As the count goes to 1-2 to Bailey, leading off the Cougar 3rd.
Bullpen still active for the Cougars.
1-2 pitch, high and inside, so Bailey works himself to 2-2. On deck in the number 9 spot, Nicholas Rosso, and then top of the order with Marco Murillo.
The Cougars have been involved in some wild games this year, Randy, where a lot of runs and hits are put up on the scoreboard.
2-2 pitch, and this one is going to be dribbled over the left side, coming on over a spin move. Chavaria over 3rd, over to 1st, and in time. That's the first out. Bottom of the order to the center fielder, Nicholas Rosso. And Rosso, honorable mention, Western State Conference, named this week. He's aboard or I should say he's at the plate with one down here in the bottom of the third with the Chargers up 7-0.
There's one game at L.A. Pierce, we talked about this last broadcast, where there were 28 runs and something like 32 hits and 11 errors for both teams. So, anything could happen, but you want to start battling back and putting a few runs here and a few runs there and holding them.
Kane finding the outside corner, 0-1. And now to 0-2. As we mentioned, Kane coming in with a record of 11-0, the ERA of 2.03, the OEC Pitcher of the Year. So again, we talk about the strength of the other teams in that league, but he was Pitcher of the Year and going undefeated against
who is he,
the
Bob
strong
Gibson?
level competition. He might be. Say they're going to have to lower the mound now?
Yeah.
1-2. Bob Gibson, what was he? He was like a 1-something.
1.12.
In the late 60s. That's right.
1.12. It's 1968. The year of the pitcher. Mickey Lolich and Denny McLean, last 30-game winner.
1-2. And Kane working outside 2-2. Cougars looking to find a way on. Their lone base runner was Zach Dominguez, characteristically walked with 2 down in the first. And time's granted.
Well, that was an emphatic call.
He came pretty close to Kane pitching. I think it was where the sense of urgency came from.
And the histrionics.
That too. 2-2. And looked a little wide and outside corner for strike 3 as the peg over to third goes a little bit high into left field. For Kane, third strikeout, he's got 1 in each inning. So with 2 down, we go to the top of the order. Marco Murillo grounded to second his previous time up. Murillo breaking pitch, curves inside, and strike 1.
About a 2-out rally here, Randy. Get on and a couple more hits.
Flared high into left field. McWilliam waits for it, and he will get it. Second consecutive 1-2-3 inning for Kane on the mound for the Chargers. Nothing across for the Cougars. 3 full out of the way, and it is Chargers 7, Cougars nothing. We'll be back with Game 1 of the Regionals after this on Cuesta HDTV and Network.
This program is produced by Cuesta Broadcasting. Start your radio, TV, and film career at Cuesta College.